Hello friends, I hope you are doing well. David here once again. In international education, you can have all the qualifications, the certifications, all the teaching licenses. But if you lack certain non-technical personal skills that you need to interact with people, it will be very difficult to land your first international teaching job in the first place or even thrive in international education. My name is David Wilson. I have over 13 years of teaching experience in Ghana, Vietnam, and Indonesia. In this video, I'm going to talk about some soft skills teachers need to succeed in international education. Let's get started. Let's talk about communication. Communication is a skill I believe every professional in any career needs to master. And as a teacher, I cannot overemphasize this. You need the ability to follow simple instructions to be able to apply for certain jobs. You need to be able to communicate effectively for your CV to attract potential employers, for them to even invite you to an interview in the first place. And you need the ability to send across a message that you will be of immense value during the interview to any school that you are applying or interviewing with. Communication is very important. When you are in the school setting, you need effective communication to drive your lessons. You need the ability to encode and decode information. You need the ability to follow simple instructions in order to thrive in any environment, especially in an educational environment. It is important to understand that as a teacher, you'll be communicating with your students constantly. You'll be communicating with your colleagues, with your management, with parents, with stakeholders of your school. So it is important for you to develop your communication skills in order to thrive in any educational setting. This is to just re-emphasize the fact that the soft skill communication is very important as a teacher. It is only wise for anyone in any country as a tourist or as an expert teacher to research about the customs, the beliefs, the norms of such countries. Especially as a teacher, it will make your work easy. If you know the customs and the beliefs, it will help you to differentiate your lessons, plan your lessons effectively, and make your work in the classroom very easy. It becomes easy for you to work with the people in that country, the management. It helps you to integrate socially easily. And sometimes it saves you from the law. It is only common sense for you to do all this research. I lived in Vietnam for almost 6 years. And when these Vietnamese people know that you are someone who respects their traditions, their customs and beliefs, they just like you. And if you're a likable person, your life will be very easy, irrespective of wherever you find yourself. So it is just wise for you to find out about the customs, the traditions in your host countries, respect them, and you have a very simple life. This is not rocket science. It's just common sense. So the soft skill of cultural sensitivity and adaptability, it is something any teacher should look into before they make any move. The next skill I would like to talk about is empathy. If you work in South Asia, you realize that most of the students in many of these countries around are very particular about the scores they get in exams or tests. I have my first term terminal report card with me on my phone or very accessible on my computer. And whenever we do a test and a student is complaining about a low score or sad about a very low score, I just show them my report card and let them know that the first computer studies exam I wrote in high school, I failed. But today, I'm very good with computers and stuff related to computer studies. So I just show that I really understand their situation and provide a supportive environment. And when you do this will help you, as a teacher in your classroom for teaching and learning. You don't just show empathy towards your students, but if you are someone who is very empathetic to everyone around you, it makes your life very easy. So empathy is one of the skills a teacher should look into if they really want to thrive in an international education environment. This is Jakarta. Sometimes it rains without warning. I had to run here because it started raining suddenly. The next point I'd like to talk about is engaging actively in students' activities. As a teacher, I've realized that when I do sports, I love playing football. When I play football a lot with my students, in all the schools that I've taught at, this helps me to connect with my students very well. There are some students who are not very good academically. So if you connect with them outside the classroom in sports like football, tennis, badminton, any sports that you find yourself interested in, I have found out that this really helps. It helps the students to break any communication barrier, to start chatting with the teacher. The students know that they have something in common with the teacher, so it makes communicating with them very easy. This helps to build very wholesome relationships with your students. The next skill I like to talk about is something which is very personal and dear to me, and I know it is something not so many people think about. That is the skill of having a very good sense of fashion and then grooming. As a teacher, you should be able to dress professionally to your classroom. Your dress shouldn't be too big on you. It shouldn't be too tight. There should be a very reasonable distance between your dress and then your skin. You should tuck in well. You should dress professionally. You should dress to fit the occasion. When going to class, you should dress as a professional. When it's a sports event, it should be in a sports gear. You should just dress to fit the occasion and then just learn around, learn some bit of fashion, because looking good doesn't just boost your confidence. It helps you to make friends with your students and then people around you. And you don't just have to look good, you can smell even better. I have this hypothesis, and it is something personal. It is very simple, and that is my hypothesis is very simple. I believe that when children are celebrating, when they're having birthday parties, when they are at any form of party, or when they are hanging out with their friends, they take in food that contain ingredients such as chocolate, caramel, vanilla, strawberry, these ingredients. So what I do is, when I'm going to school, I wear perfumes that contain those ingredients, because I believe that when the students smell of this perfume off my dress or skin, it reminds them of these happy occasions. And it works like magic in all the schools that I taught at, in Ghana, in Vietnam, and even here, within this short period that I've been here in Indonesia. It is working. It helps me to connect with my students. You just pass by and a student will just say, "Teacher, you smell like chocolate." And that will just break the ice to start a conversation with the teacher. And that's it. You are just making friends wherever you go, not just with students, but with teachers, with management. So yeah, that is one skill. That is one of my secrets, and I'm just bringing it out for you guys for free. That is just a secret I've been keeping for a very long time. But if you follow me on TikTok, I know you probably know this, because I do share that on TikTok, on Instagram from time to time. So the skill of having a very good sense of fashion and then smelling good, it's something you should look into, because it can help you create meaningful relationships with your students, with your colleagues, with your management. And this is keeping me where I am today. The last skill I would like to talk about, and definitely not the least, I believe this is one of the most important skills anyone in international education should have, is problem-solving skills. When you are in any setting and people know that you are the solution to their problems, you will always be of value to them. I always tell my followers on TikTok, on Instagram, that if you have the solution to people's problems, you will always be in business. The same applies in international education. When people know that when it comes to education technology, you are the one they fall upon. When it comes to dealing with very difficult student behavior, you are the one they call upon. When it comes to classroom management skills, when it comes to differentiation, you are the one they call upon. When it comes to communicating with difficult parents or some stakeholders, if you are the one they call upon, then trust me, you will always be in business, because you will be very invaluable to these people. This is one skill you should look into. Just look for solutions to common problems in education, and let people know that you are the solution. You are the one they can call upon. You are very proficient in solving such problems, and you will always be in business. So these are some of the soft skills I believe any teacher should have in order to thrive in international education. I know I didn't talk about many of them. If there's any of them that I didn't mention, which you think is also very important, please drop it in the comment section. And if you found this video very useful. I would appreciate you like, you subscribe, and then hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a content like this, you'll be notified. I will see you in my next video. Take care. Peace.